She's a mommy, she's a pet lover. Giada has been working on this for years, and today we get the exclusive recipe. We get a pre-order. Nobody's even got their hands on the brand new Super Italian cookbook. It does not even come out until March 4th, but you get to secure yours. You get the HSN exclusive recipe, and 100 copies that are coming from HSN are also going to be autographed. Now listen, we know she has all of these incredible Italian recipes, and she always shows us things that are healthy and flavorful and ways to do it that is actually usable. I love that in this cookbook there is picture after picture. I eat with my eyes, I wanna cook with my eyes, I wanna be able to see these recipes, and there's a portion of this cookbook that is after my own heart. Because if you guys don't know, people call me the condiment queen. I love a condiment to go with anything. To me, nothing is finished until you add that. There's an entire section of this cookbook that is devoted to making your own condiments. And Giada will tell you in just a few moments that that's where you start adding in all the calories, right? I always say, can I get a little salad with my dressing? It's one of those. She is able to kind of find ways to make everything fresh, to make things with ingredients that aren't super far-fetched, and that you're getting now. In the HSN version, we have one exclusive recipe. We're gonna talk about that. There she is! She's on Skype. Everybody, join me by saying good morning to Giada. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning, good morning. Bright and early for me, this is great.
Oh my goodness gracious. I've been talking about you being here. I've been talking about this book. I know this is like been the baby you've been working on for years, and I actually get to hold a copy before anybody else. How are you feeling about Super Italian?
Lucky you.
I don't know if you heard me, because I know we were trying to get you up on Skype, but I was talking about the condiment version of the section of the book. And you have been working on this. This is your 10th cookbook. How do you keep finding new things or new recipes or things that people haven't seen before?
Well, I always say that the cookbooks are sort of a snapshot in time of where you are in your life. It's like a chapter of your journey of your life, right? So this has been in the works for about 5 years now. And I, reconnected with my roots about 5 years ago when I started Giadzy, and just kind of really connecting with all the producers and the artisans in Italy that basically I grew up with, and really understanding how we make these ingredients, how do we curate the land, and the passion that goes behind all of these wonderful products that we now import into the US from Italy on Giadzy. And so in doing that, I really learned a lot about how we make a lot of condiments in advance. These are all things I had growing up, but you do disconnect from it as you're growing up in this world. So making condiments and then adding them to the foods that we love, like pasta dishes, desserts, even cocktails, whatever it is. But my mom used to make these condiments and then just leave them in the fridge and just start adding stuff like garlicky anchovy breadcrumbs that have that pungent flavor that we add to my skinny chicken parm. Or we can add, I make a seasoning salt that I add to everything that I make. Or adding nutritious ingredients into different recipes and dishes. Like we're going to make a Sicilian pesto today, which is a little bit different than the traditional pesto that people know from Sicily, so it has tomatoes in it. And we're also going to make a really fun mocktail with it's like a ginger, lemon, basil mocktail. And basil is one of those ingredients that are really great for you and really help and aid in digestion. As is ginger, as is lemon. So lots of different things like that, and even a cake that I make with olive oil. Again, a superfood. Olive oil being a superfood that's really great for digestion and antioxidants and brings down inflammation. And so using all of these techniques to kind of enhance the food and make it even more craveable, but it's also really, really great for us.
Well, can I say thank you for making one exclusive recipe for all of the HSN family members, something we get a little nugget that won't even be, available in the other ones. And listen, maybe that was because me and you were getting together, but a mocktail or not so mocktail, all right up my alley. But I want to make it with you. Can you walk me through that exclusive recipe?
Let's do it. So we're going to take some basil, some fresh basil. Do you have some basil in front of you?
Yep.
Okay, throw it in the shaker.
Okay.
Just throw it right in there. okay? And then we're gonna take 3 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. And remember, the more basil you add, the more flavor this mocktail is gonna have, right? And you can easily add alcohol in here. Vodka in here, and I do have cocktails that have alcohol in them, but I think we figured since it was early in the morning, we were gonna make it a little lighter on ourselves. Then take a little muddler and just kind of muddle, just go for it, and muddle the basil and the lemon juice together. Really break it down. You really want to get all the flavors of the basil into the lemon juice, because that's going to be the base of our drink. And I just love this. Imagine when it's warm outside, this is such a fun drink to have. You can pre-make them, they sit really well, and then I just like to, and you can also just kind of make the mocktail and then just add a few different alcohols and let people add whatever alcohol they want into it or not.
I love already the freshness, right? That fresh of that basil, the fresh of the lemon that you're getting in there. So, oh, see, I bet you that's what I'm smelling also.
I love it. Okay, so then we put the ice. I've got some ice here. Put the ice in the shaker.
Got it.
Okay. Then put the lid on.
Which I miss.
And we're going to look for bartenders. Ready? Put the lid on. Ready?
Ready?
Go. Go.
Are we having like a, what was that movie with Tom Cruise in it back in the day?
Oh, yeah. What was that movie?
Cocktail.
Yes. Uh-oh, my lid is stuck because of the ice.
You know what? It's because you're a chef. You're not a bartender, Giada.
I guess not, but I'd love to be. I think it looks really fun. Okay. Then what we do is put some ice in the glass.
Okay.
Gotta have some ice in there. Then you put the strainer over the top and just strain the juice right.
I think I missed one step. JB, I missed this one.
Which step?
I'm gonna catch up to Giada.
No, I'm just adding the juice in.
Oh,
See
you
how
haven't done
green?
it yet?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm one step ahead of you then.
Look how green the juice is right now. This is just
from there.
lemon. Look how pretty that is. Anyway, then I add the kombucha.
Oh, then you add in it from, okay, I'm one step ahead.
Yes. And that's it. There's the kombucha. And there's your cocktail.
Look how beautiful this is.
And then I like to decorate it with a little bit more basil.
Put a little bit more basil in, like a little garnish.
Yeah.
Look how pretty that looks. I
You
love
wanna taste
this. What do you say? What do you say when you cheers?
We say chin chin or salute. Chin chin.
Chi.
Chin with an N. Chin chin.
Oh, chin chin.
Yeah. Or salute. There we go.
Oh, fresh.
Fresh, right?
Fresh. Now,
So-
I know you said this was early. I know, Giada, you're more like a coffee, black coffee with agave kind of person, which I'm sure you probably have had a few of those already.
Just a few.
Just a few of those. So we're gonna have a drink, and then we're gonna do dishes. We're gonna do salads. We're gonna do desserts. Everything is in this book, and I don't know if you heard me at the beginning also say thank you for the pictures in the book. Like, I love visualizing what it looks like. I love already like eating the food in the cookbook with my eyes. If you were just tuning in, that is actual Giada that's on Skype with us this morning. We just made a drink together. That's her exclusive recipe that she's just putting in the HSN version. The book's not even out yet. The 4th is when it actually launches. So you're securing yours early. You're getting the exclusive recipe, and 100 people of the HSN family members are gonna get an autographed version. So secure yours with the free shipping, secure yours with the flex pay that goes on here. But Giada, I was thinking of all of these condiments and the drinks and the desserts and everything. It's 10 cookbooks later. Like, how do you keep saying, like, we have something new and fresh and different?
Well, I travel a lot. My family is my inspiration as well as my daughter. Sorry, I've got like some hot pasta ready to go.
Yep.
And I think, you know, again, traveling a lot back to Italy. And I've also found one of my grandmother's recipe books as well. And so that has sort of inspired me for another cookbook.
Oh, you found your grandmother's recipe book?
When I went back to Italy, I found it. Yeah, one of her sisters. Yeah. So a lot of that stuff it's that's why I'm saying inspiration comes from so many different places. And you never know when it's going to happen. I've just cooked some fresh pasta for you for a pesto that is in my book.
So what are we making now?
Would you like to make some Sicilian pesto?
I do want to make some Sicilian pesto. By the way, we've been going super Italian, like superhero. I know these are superfoods that are in here, but I was like, I'm giving this like the superhero version.
Yeah, so I named it Super Italian because I wanted to highlight the superfoods in it. Olive oil, olives, anchovies, cruciferous vegetables, nuts, fresh herbs, like all of those things. So I really wanted to highlight it, and I wanted to make it different from the other books, which is why we called it Super Italian. And in order to get my publisher to go along with that title, superhero outfit on when I shot my photos and send it to them and tell them, like, look, this is the title of this book.
Listen, me and you, we were right here. We were like, we'll go with this angle. And we're both mommies. My son is 5. I know Jade is, about to turn 17 next month. But getting those things in, sneaking them in for the kids, I think is also my mommy's dream, because he loves a pasta, but now I can get those super Italian superfoods in there.
Yeah. Well, and that's the trick, right? With the garlicky breadcrumbs that have anchovies in them, since they love that, and putting that on the breading, like if you're making chicken parm or whatever you might be making, use those breadcrumbs, right? They're super flavorful, and you'll have a jar of them ready to go. I toss them on salads. Like, that's the way to cook. That's the way to really make food craveable and nutritious. So for the pesto, Sicilian pesto is made with tomatoes. Okay, cherry tomatoes. We're in the South now. It's really warm. We've got a lot of tomatoes. So it's made with tomatoes. I put it in the food processor. You can make it with fresh tomatoes, or you can make it with Giadzy. We have little datterini baby tomatoes that are canned. You can also use those in the winter if you can't find fresh tomatoes. And then we put a little garlic. We put almonds in there instead of pine nuts. And then we mix everything together, and then we add the olive oil, half a cup of olive oil into the food processor.
Look at this. Giada's making us a dish. I feel like I'm in your kitchen right now, like sitting at the bar stool, like waiting, like Giada's making me something.
So now, see the pesto, how beautiful it is?
Yep.
I like that. Okay, and then we put it over the pasta, just like that, the cooked hot pasta. We're gonna fold in 3/4 of a cup of fresh Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. And here we go with the cheese. Put that right in there. And then if you need to thin it out for any reason, then I add a little bit of pasta water. And pasta water is sort of the secret here, right? It's really the secret ingredient. So you just toss that all together, and it looks like it's getting a little bit dry, so we're gonna add a little bit of pasta water.
Okay.
Boiling in the back. We just add a couple ladlefuls, and the pasta water has a little bit of the starch from the pasta. It also has plenty of salt from adding it to the pasta water.
And then keep tossing.
And then just keep tossing.
So I want to see what yours looks like.
Okay, here, this is what mine looks like. I'll show you. Can you see it?
Oh, there we go. I love that you give us pesto from different regions, Giada. I think that's so interesting, because I think we're so used to the regular, what we see or what we visualize or what you bought in a jar one day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is from the north. But that's the thing. Italy has so many different versions of dishes that we know or ingredients that we know. And so it's really fun for me to introduce people to something that they are familiar with, like pesto, but give it a little bit of a spin from the South, right? And so that's the thing. You know what it is because you know it's a pesto, but it's made with tomatoes and basil, but it has almonds in it instead of pine nuts. Because in the South, they have more almonds than they have high net trees. It all depends on where it is in the country, right?
You know, when I saw the recipe for this, I thought it was a typo. And I was like, does that say almonds instead of, I was like, I'm gonna run with it. Giada says to put almonds in it, I'm gonna run with it. We're gonna try something new. By the way, I can taste the difference. Like, if you didn't say pesto, I wouldn't have instantly thought that, but it still has that like nice richness that comes with that kind of pesto feel. This is incredible. I love that you take a little bit of like family, a little bit of travel, you know, a little bit of everything and make it. We watched you make that, Giada. That wasn't like 20 million steps of, you know, whatever. We can actually relatably do these.
I always wanted, I think for years, that is the whole point, is to make it accessible, easy, and fun. It's not something that has to be super laborious or need really special ingredients. You have to go somewhere special to find them. And then you get stuck with like a half a bottle of something that you don't know what to do with. These are all things that you have in your pantry or spices that you have in your drawer. And really and truly, it's just about knowing how to combine them. And it can be very, very easy, very nutritious, and really fun. So that's the whole trick to cooking, right?
And if you, by the way, if you go to Giada's Instagram right now, you go to her website, there's a countdown to the launch of this cookbook. I'm seeing it like click away, the seconds are going. I'm holding it. I'm holding it. It's here. Like, it hasn't even been launched yet. The 4th is the big day. But Giada is doing something so special just for us here at HSN. You will get to secure yours as a pre-order. This is 100 recipes, pictures, drinks, a whole section about condiments that are in here. You get the exclusive one recipe that's only for HSN. You get to secure yours early, and she will actually be signing 100 of her cookbooks just exclusively for the HSN family. Grab this, have it, own it, look at the pictures, enjoy this. This will be one of those. Giada was saying she found her grandmother's recipe book. This will be one you'll hand down also throughout your family as well. And you know, food for me always equates to like family, and my mom always showed love through food. That was kind of a love language between both of us, and I feel like I carry that over. We're very big into every night we sit down, we do family dinner. That's a moment that's like for us. So I gotta know, Giada, you guys sit down, you, Jade, you're sitting down for an evening, you're having something out of the cookbook. Are you guys a quiet moment? Are you the TV's on? Is it music? How do you enjoy your food?
Music. We don't watch TV while we eat. That has always been a rule. And honestly, I grew up that way too. We did not watch TV while we ate. We eat together as a family. We sit down for a meal. That's when we catch up on our day. That's really when I figure out what's happening in Jade's life, to be honest, especially as a 16-year-old girl. You need to like chill them out and sit them down, and get relaxed when they're hungry, and then we talk about all things that are going on in her life and my life. And I think if the TV is on, it's just a distraction. Also, no phones.
Yep.
I've always put our phones away. Not just Jade, me too. We all put our phones that time that we're eating dinner. And then afterwards, if you need to look at your phone, fine, but not during dinner. When I was a kid, it was like, if you got a phone call, you couldn't take it.
Yeah.
Like, it's our time to connect. We all need that time to connect, and food is really the way we all do it. You know, we do it over our meals.
Well, I think that that's probably the time of the evening where Jade tries to convince Giada to be into like musical theater and Broadway. That's when she really like hits her up to be like into those things, or driving lessons, or you know, that kind of a life. I think that food is a calling card and a part of my memory. I'll remember all the things my mom made, what I loved about it, the smells of it, you know, what things. I'll be like, Mom, remember when I was like a little kid and you used to make this dish, and it just reminds me of you. And Giada, you are giving that to other people. Through 10 different cookbooks, you're giving memories and love and things that family members. But there's a lot of people, especially here in the mornings, that talk about, I don't cook anymore. You know, I live alone, or I used to do that. I want to use this cookbook as a way, as like a resurgence for people in the kitchen.
Yeah, you know, I think that does happen. People feel like they're burnt out on cooking. But a lot of these recipes are super, super duper easy. There's even recipes in here that use a half a box of pasta. They don't even use a full box. So it doesn't feel like you're cooking for a massive amount of people. And I feel like a lot of times cooking, even for yourself, is a way to, to kind of give love to yourself. I mean, I think that when we cook, we know what's in the food that we're eating. We will feel better. We will always feel better if we are in control of the ingredients that we put into our body. And I feel like it's soul soothing, you know what I mean, to cook. And a lot of these recipes are so easy. They're so easy. I mean, this Sicilian pesto literally takes maybe 5 minutes, and you have a nice jar. You can add it to anything. It doesn't have to be on pasta. You can add it to fish. You can add it to chicken. You can add it to a steak. Put it on a burger as your condiment if you want. There's just on bruschetta, like you're showing. Like, there's so many ways that you can enjoy this, and these are just ways to enhance whatever dishes you decide to make for yourself. Even if you make a simple piece of fish or a simple piece of chicken, this grows it to a whole other level. And I think that's the point of the book. It's not so much like stick to this particular recipe, but find these little condiments that you really love. There's dressings in there, there's mayonnaises in there, there's just seasoning salt that takes like 3 minutes to make for yourself, and then you have seasoning salt that you can spread on everything. And it's amazing how it changes the taste buds and how you're able to taste the food. And that's what we do in Italy, which is why people love going to Italy. They just do. They wonder why it tastes different, why they feel better when they're there. Those are the reasons, and you can bring that home.
Giada's bringing it to us. It's not overcomplicated when you have somebody that's able to kind of bring all of that knowledge here. If you're just tuning in, we're with Giada. We are talking about her brand new cookbook that's been years in the making. This will not be launching until the 4th of March, but she is here making some of the dishes. We're looking at the book. We're seeing all of the different things, but as a specialty exclusive just here at HSN, we're gonna be the only ones that will get one additional recipe, and 100 lucky people are gonna get the signed version from Giada in the cookbook. So get this today. This is a pre-order. You secure yours before this goes anywhere else out there. You can put this on a flex pay. We will ship it to you for free. We've already made the beautiful drink, the mocktail. We were talking about a pesto that's completely different from a different region. Again, something you probably maybe have never tried or tasted. It's something that's just new. Now can we do dessert?
Yes!
I'm in it.
Think about dessert. I love dessert. Okay. So I made an olive oil cake, an orange olive oil cake. And because I don't believe that you have a great meal and then you don't have dessert. So this basically takes, instead of having butter in it, you have olive oil in it. It is rich, it is moist, it is just divine. It's great for breakfast with some coffee. It's great for afternoon tea, and it's great for a fabulous dessert. So I made a little bit of a glaze, and the fun part of the glaze is that it has a little Aperol in it. And the Aperol, in Italy, Aperol is a digestive, and so a lot of times we use it at the beginning of a meal or at the end of the meal to either open up your tummy, because it's a bitter, right? So a bitter, any bitters, in Italy we use them to either open up your stomach so that you can, or help digestion at the end. And so I used it a little bit in the glaze to put it over the top of the cake, because it works really well with orange, since it's an orange-based liqueur, digestive. So we're just going to glaze right over that, powdered sugar, a little Aperol, and I add sometimes a little bit of orange juice, fresh orange juice on top. And then we decorate the cake with some orange segments.
This is so good. This is so good, Giada. I love the glaze, and I'm gonna tell people I'm eating dessert, but it's helping with my health, and then that will be why I have to have extra slices. She straight said,
like a piece of pizza.
this is how me and you are gonna get along just fine, Giada. I was trying to use a fork because I'm with you, and I'm like, I'm gonna use the fork and be very dainty.
Well, this is just for me. I mean, no one else is touching this piece. It's all mine.
I love that you explain the ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just like, go do your own thing. You're explaining the thought through all of it.
Yeah, so I think You know, this cake in particular, you can make it in a round or you can make it in a loaf pan. Really simple. Everything goes into a mixer, and it makes it really, really easy to make this cake. And simple ingredients. Think of a regular pound cake, but take out the butter that you would add in a pound cake and substitute it with olive oil. Really good Italian olive oil. So a lot of times I try to use, I use my olive oil, which is a single variety olive oil from the north of Italy, which means it's very mild in flavor, so it won't overpower the cake. You don't want to use anything that is going to be too strong a flavor, too grassy or too spicy. You want to use a mild olive oil. And so from northern Italy, they have really mild olives, so they have mild olive oil. And so that's kind of the big part of this. Everything else, if you've made a pound cake, you've made a cake like this, right? It's got orange in it, which is really rich as well, works really well with olive oil, and then the glaze. And so I think it's such a bright dessert that it's craveable, and it feels like you're satisfied with the dessert you have. Good for you, so that you feel good eating it, right? So that's kind of how we do it, and I love this kind of cake. I grew up on cakes like this. So, anyways,
I mean, I'm looking at soup. We have condiments,
Oh, yeah.
we have drinks, we have desserts, we have pastas. 100 recipes. And I know you guys did all of the beautiful pictures like years ago. I feel like it's like now you're finally releasing your new baby into the universe, that you've been sitting on this. It is 100 recipes. These are all from Giada. I love that she was talking about running into her grandmother's recipe book when she went back to Italy. If you go to anywhere right now, this book is not available. It has not launched yet. This is the 10th cookbook. It will be just like all the others that will be, bestsellers.